Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 168 of Let's Play The Witcher for the Wild Hunt in the Let's Play. Yep. See, in that little dialogue, ladies and gentlemen, if you slow it down, you'll hear every word perfectly said. Please do not try that, or call me out on it. Because I totally am right, and you guys just don't know that. Anyway, yeah, so in the last part, we've been doing some contracts and any quests we ran across, really. We're doing this to give time... or give ourselves time between all the quests and that.
No, that's enough. Don't call me Gran.
Aye, I'll remember. That there spotted hen? Can that one be mine, Gran?
Aye, child.
Somebody nicked me dolly.
Sickly you look to me.
Oh, hey.
She took them in. Fair enough. She looks like a majour bitch, but apparently she's got a heart. Don't know what that feels like, but apparently she's got one.
How did you, fella? Did you drive off the Phantom? Overgrads full of...
Your APIARIAN Phantom was a hound of the Wild Hunt.
Eternal fire! Hounds run with the Wild Hunt as well.
About 2 weeks back, I woke suddenly in the night, saw the hunt streaking across the sky.
Hound must have gotten separated then. Couldn't go back, so it hid in the empty house. It's hardly compensation for your losses, but at least the hound won't destroy any more hives.
Thank you, Witcher. It's true. Nothing like hiring a specialist.
You're right there, friend. I like halflings. They always seem pretty nice, like really nice. Right, deadly delights.
Enough for today, boys. Let's go home. We have a big day tomorrow. Let's rebuild the hives the hound destroyed.
Oh, what? Oh, you.
I like how they're like they don't seem to argue the Wild Hunt's as well, the Wild Hunt's previous existence, but they seem to completely believe that the Wild Hunt exists, which, I mean, humans wouldn't believe. Only the people who know Geralt seem to really believe. Like, Zoltan just immediately is like, shit. I'm pretty sure Zoltan's seen them though, hasn't it? Again, like I've said, I haven't read the books in a long time, and I haven't even listened to them recently because I've got them all queued up on my my Audible, but I just never remembered to go do it. I always end up reading something instead, like something else instead, which is really upsetting. But you know, you can get a bit too much Witcher sometimes. Only sometimes, not often, but only sometimes. But anyway, that's not the point. The point obviously being, I'm not exactly too up on who Zoltan is, but like Yennifer immediately believes him. Of course she would. She's a sorceress. Same with Triss. They're sorceresses. They're gonna believe him. But pretty much everyone just immediately believes it. Like seems to believe when Geralt says it. Who he knows. But everyone who he tells outside of that is like, oh, poppycock, it's shite, or it's a myth, or any of this shit. Like they don't seem to really want to believe him at all. But I can't argue. They are. I mean, the Wild Hunt aren't exactly a extremely common thing. Okay, I'm just gonna. I have no interest in fighting that. Saves me doing it. But yeah, so yeah, it's nice. It is indeed nice. Sorry, it's not nice. Jesus Christ, I felt like I just had a different conversation in my head then. Yeah, so I understand why people don't agree, believe the Wild Hunt, but those halflings had literally no eye. Like, they just were like, yep, I understand.
I'm here about the contract.
Oh, well, a night patrol got massacred. Tough men, the lot, armed to the teeth. A beast, must be.
Must? What makes you say that?
If you've seen the corpses.
What did the corpses look like?
I've not seen anything like it in my life, and I've seen a lot of corpses. Ever heard talk of folk who died in the deserts of Zerrikania from the heat alone? These corpses came straight out of those tales.
Let's talk about my pay first. I know what my services are worth.
We'll go with 290 again.
All right. I believe I can pay you that. Provided, of course, that you do well.
Bodies buried yet? Where?
Orders were to burn 'em. Our medic was to take a look first. Talk to him. He's at the docks now.
See what I can do.
We'll pay you. The boys and me, we pulled what we had for a reward.
All right, let's go see what the doc medic has to say. Could be very illuminating.
Mail ship hasn't made port either. It hasn't and never will.
You're the medic.
What can I help you with?
I'm looking into the dead guards. Heard you did autopsies.
Did their friends hire you? Good. I'm happy to help.
Find any claw or fang marks on the bodies?
Fangs? No. Claws? Not quite. Only scratches. Fingernails, most likely. From their adventures with whores.
Last body. Where was it found?
In a side alley along the road from the docks to the brothel district. Someone had dropped it there in the middle of the night.
Need to examine that spot. Heard the bodies were desiccated.
Do you believe a beast killed them? I don't. The bodies were dried out. But perhaps they tried to apprehend a mage who cast a nasty spell on them.
Was it dehydration?
Strictly speaking, no. Though I don't quite know what to compare it to.
Thanks. Should go see the place where they were found.
Good luck.
That was rather unilluminating, to be honest. You basically told me nothing. Well, hopefully I can find some more on my own. Right. I like how the whores are called strumpets. I do love that. It's a good use of a not very often
Bodies were
used
found
name.
here. Gotta look for clues. Anything unusual.
I mean, I didn't need Witcher Vision to see that.
Hoof prints, clearly. A horse? No horse I know walks on two legs.
Ah, it was this way they were going. Let's see where this horse with two legs is going. Alright, first things first, I want that loot. There we go.
Evidence all points to crippled Kate's. Empty perfume vial. Expensive. Neighborhood's a bit shabby for this.
I keep forgetting, if you want to talk to the brothel owner, you have to go in the front door.
How about a threesome, love?
You mean
We
me
can
to
go
grab
over
another
here,
lass
or
to
at
join
my
us?
No, I was thinking it'd be us two and you.
Oh,
Like a
all
brawl
right.
wound.
Well, what with the state you two are in, you've got to fluff each other first.
With you. Not for all the gold in Novigrad.
So, a bit of lust in your freakish heart after all.
Heard about the murders? Guardsmen?
Many perish round here. It's the pleasure kills them.
Tell the truth.
The succubus. It draws customers. It's raised our take in something wonderful. I know it's a threat, but I don't know that it kills.
A succubus. Where'll I find it?
I've placed it in a house nearby. Here's the key.
Good lass.
See it in your face.
That one's so pretty, but he can't keep his hands off himself.
Still have to go out the back door. Sorry, still can't go out the back door. That's what I meant to say. Not still have to go out the back door. Well, let's go see where this succubus is.
Wanna bite me, wolf?
Not that I think it would be a succubus, to be fair. Like, they're causing the problem.
You'll look fucking amazing on top of me.
There it is. Oh, there it is, that one.
Such lovely natural Who are you?
Ever heard of witchers?
Have you come to kill me?
Dunno. Wanna talk first? Why'd you kill those guards?
I was careless. Let them surprise me. They wished to kill me. I had to defend myself.
That it? No heart-rending story about human hatred for all things different, all things strange?
I'm not one to lie, nor do I kill without reason.
Go on, I'll be nice. Actually, no. Yeah.
You gotta leave the city.
And what if I don't?
I'll have to kill you.
I despise change. How stupid of me to walk into an ambush, let myself be surprised.
I'll have to lie about killing you. Usually I bring a trophy.
Very well, take this. And this, because I'm furious with you. Though I shall calm down once I'm away from this place.
Well, it's either that or I kill you, so, you know. I was okay with killing you. I just want to do stuff the easy way at the moment. Because again, you know, sentient monsters are, I mean, sentient monsters are the harder ones to do. You don't just kill them outright.
Now you.
Because that's not how a witcher works. Even a dickish witcher doesn't do, like, just kill without reason.
Guards were killed by a succubus.
Succubus? In Novigrad? How? Light of the eternal fire protects the city.
Must have gone out a few times recently. Anyway, succubus won't harm anyone anymore. Here's proof.
Masterful work, Witcher. And here's your reward, as promised.
Farewell.
Well, I must admit, there's another reason I'm doing these quests like this, is because I've never actually done them this way. Like, that's probably the main reason I'm doing them this way, is because I've never actually, whenever I do them, I normally go for the kill option. Because killing is quicker, typically. Talking is effort. And, oh yeah, so I did actually, yeah, I was about to talk about Erdenaut. It turns out that in the APIARIAN legends, there is two different swords, which are often get confused for the same sword, and very well could be the same sword. So Excalibur is the sword given to Arthur by the Lady of the Lake, or at least it's said to have been. Obviously, we know this is a myth or a legend, or we don't really know if it took place or anything like that. Obviously, we know that I think there was definitely King Arthur. We don't. Obviously, all the rest of the stuff we know is not true. We can say is definitely a legend or myth. Because it doesn't really, unless he found the sword in the lake. But it said that, as far as I could find out, that there are two swords often confused: the sword in the stone and Excalibur. Excalibur was said to have first appeared to given to him by the Lady of the Lake, and the sword of the stone is the stone sword that's now called Excalibur, that was pulled from the stone, and it obviously gives you the right to rule Britain.
Greetings, Witcher.
Hear about the White Lady.
As I hoped. I notice it's been hanging so long, sun's near bleached it blank.
Managed to decipher it somehow, but I need more information.
Ask away. Afraid to go out in the fields anyway for fear of ending up like Mikko and his band.
Mikko and his band. Who are they?
4 lads, drunkards and good-for-nothings all. They'd drained a few pints and decided they'd all plough the White Lady. Maybe then she'd bugger off.
Romantics.
Seems the White Lady spurned their advances. They still lie in the field. Folk are afeard to bury them.
So the White Lady haunts your fields?
True. Just past the hut near the old tower. Folks say she's made a home there. So, will you save us from her?
White Lady can wait. Let's talk about my pay first.
I'm gonna just keep the rate at 290 at this point. I don't need the money.
Oh, so be it. I can toss in that bit.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. Using more effective means than brave Miko.
Right, let's go see where these bodies lie then. Now, I will say, yeah, back to the Arthurian legends, because, you know, that's more important. As far as I could find out, though, it seems that there was originally 2 different swords wielded by Arthur, at the very least, apart from his spear and a dagger. I believe that he's also been said to have.
Dried blood. Really old. The singeing, on the other hand, is fresh. Unnatural. Medallion vibrates near it. Whatever he saw just before he died gave him quite a scare. Pale skin, but no blood loss. This is no vampire. Body's dried to a crisp. Signs of burns. Noonwraith did this. Expected to see 4 bodies. Hard-headed men.
So if a Noonwraith... there we go.
Deep, uneven tracks. Someone fled blindly, in a panic.
Let's see where they go. But yeah, so to conclude, it seems like the Arthurian legends spoke of 2 swords, and in modern day, they've been equated with the same one. So, as far as we know, Excalibur is the sword that the Lady of the Lake gave him, but also is the sword in the stone. So it's a very weird one.
Blood trail leads to the cellar.
Well, towards the cellar we shall go then. Yeah, what? Fuck off. There we go. Oh look, Dimeritium ore, something I don't need anymore. I will probably need, but...
Ghouls dragged the body downstairs, but it wasn't their kill. Skin's unnaturally pale. Cracked. All signs point to a Noonwraith. She's avoiding me. Gotta find something that belonged to her. She'll have to show then.
Or we could just rob her blindly. I like that idea personally. I'm definitely more of the rob blindly demographic. Prince Adrian's journal. Kian performed wonderfully. It's a shame, of course, that Professor Glogger disappeared somewhere in the ruins of Estia, along with the rest of the elven diagrams. But those sketches for a steel sword alone are worth as much as a village in southern Redania. We split the takings equally as per our agreement. I kept the diagram for the silver sword, while Kian took the crossbow diagram. I must admit, I didn't exactly need every member of the expedition's head preserved in vinegar, but they do constitute impressive proof of Kian's consciousness and professionalism. The Witcher swore none of the archaeologists would ever leave Estia alive, and none did. All the more shame, then, that Kian didn't accept my offer. As my personal bodyguard, he would never have wanted for a thing. Steady pay, caviar, and strawberries for breakfast, a lobster for lunch, daily baths, a court surgeon and courtesans of both sexes for all his needs, and if he still lacked for anything, he'd have to all he'd have to do was knock on my chamber door. He must very much love all that trudging around the world, because I do not believe Jacob of Dembich, yeah, could have dangled a better offer than I did. Really now, Jacob of Dembich, that's the one. A second-rate captain transporting whores to dockside Novigrad pimps for a fistful of crowns. With any luck, sooner or later, a storm will sink that leaky tub of his, and Kian will return to me, tail between his legs. Illegible scribbling, scrubbed, legible, waxing, illegible blade, oil, illegible, puff, devil's puff bottle, legible, contourations. Ink visibly fresher than the previous entries, many years must have passed. I have heard the Flying Deer, the vessel in which Kian was sailing, wrecked off the coast of Grassy Knoll. Was it my curse? Not bad for a beginner. Perhaps I should think about enrolling a Bernard. Alright, so that's Cat Witcher School. That makes fucking sense, to be honest. I'm not even going to take the piss on that one. That makes so much sense. They are the douches of the Witcher schools. Right. They do have kind of nice armor until the end, though. The last armor, honestly, to me, just I hate it. The second it adds a hood, it's like, nope, that armor's crap. For only because the hood doesn't look that cool. Like, it doesn't suit Geralt. Like, a hood just doesn't suit Geralt at all. He's not a poxy vampire who needs to hide in the hide himself. There we go. Nothing there. There's a body. Oh, there's another layer. I honestly thought that body would have had something to do with it, but apparently not. Apparently the body has fuck all to do with it. Well then, I'm just gonna... Oh! I was meant to go talk to the widow. See, that makes way more sense than what I'm doing.
Oh, you're fucked.
No, mate. You're fucked. Alright, let's go talk to the widow and see more, find out more about this noon wraith of ours. Might make everything a little bit more understandable. Right. There she is, Helma.
Greetings, Witcher.
Seems your white lady's a noon wraith.
That means... Gods, poor Lucy.
Lucy. She was gonna marry, right?
Yeah. Her parents swore her to a smith from the city. Well-to-do, sure, but older and more brittle than elven ruins. Lucy ran from the altar out into the fields, where she slashed her veins. Used the silver dagger she'd gotten for the betrothal. Wait, let me show you. Lucy's parents couldn't bear to sell it, bury it even. They left it in my care.
I want to send her away, but I've got to bring her close, lure her first. I need an object that belonged to her. Dagger would be perfect.
Take it, but kill Lucy. Promise me. She shouldn't suffer no more. It's not safe to go out on the streets anymore.
Well, let's go lure noon wraith.
Oh yeah. Noon wraiths never come out after dusk. Let's dance.
Wow. Even with an extremely high level sword, still have to use Yerden. Right, that's that done. I must admit, doing all these contracts, like, way after when they should have been done is really fun, because I don't have to worry about them. Like, all I do is / dead. Which does take a bit of the fun out of it, but, you know, I still think it's really fun, so no arguments.
Greetings, Witcher.
Problem solved. You can go back to your fields.
Thank you. Your coin. And may fortune smile upon you.
Well, I keep getting paid, so I'm pretty sure fortune is indeed smiling upon me. So it looks like level 20 is the lowest level now, yeah. In Velen, anyway. Yeah, fuck it, we'll ride there, why not? Well, we already figured out the myth in the Arthurian legend that it seems to be the two separate swords, but even then, I don't know if that I can never figure out. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, let's have enough talk about the Arthurian legends. I've spoken about that probably every single part since I got this sword, even though, like, you know, it's just a sword from the Lady of the Lake. Like, I really should be putting so much thought into it, but I don't know why I do, but I guess it's because I find it interesting, and, you know, if it's interesting, I should talk about it, shit like that. Anywho, long story short, it looks like there are two separate swords that were merged into one at some point in history, or was just confused to be the same sword. It's really hard to figure that part out, to see whether or not it was an honest... someone knew they were two separate swords and, you know, decided to make them into one for ease, or they're indeed two separate swords that someone confused as the same sword. Because I could never find a name for the sword in the stone. So I'm assuming everyone just assumed that the named sword would be the one that was in the stone. You know, that was how that worked. Which is still, I think, extremely interesting, in my opinion, anyway. I do find it amusing how it's always fucking Geralt, like, who gets, like, all these really cool magical weapons, but no one else does. It's very amusing. Even with all the bad shit Geralt's done, he still gets, like, loads of good shit. I mean, they don't call him the Butcher of Blaviken for nothing. Though again, the Butcher of Blaviken was a unfair title to be. Well, not an unfair. It was a fair one in the sense that he did butcher those people, but it was an unfair because they attacked him. Although I will say, Henry Cavill is a 10 out of 10 fucking Witcher in my books. The dude suits Geralt perfectly. Oh, for fuck's sake. While I'm here. I lost way more health in that than I should have. I think the problem when you fight like low level like people, you get cocky. Because you're like, I'm a high level, fuck you guys. Or at least I do anyway. Then again, I always get cocky when I fight low levels. It's like, you're literally a waste of space compared to me. Why would I care about you? I'm going to assume he's in the back of the house. Because, you know, that would make sense. To the most great and honourable Sergeant Coway of our election, Esquire, you asked me, my good sir, to reckon how many lads I could drum up to work for the Empire's glory. So here's my reckoning. First off, your Esquire's got to know that I can scrummage a few hayseeds from Claywitch, whatever you want. But that's what I'd call second-rate goods. Geezers and squirts, mainly. But if your excellency thinks he can use even dregs like that, send us a messenger, and within a week's time we'll get a transport full of them. Trust up like Connie's. I've also had a good word or two from some soldiers who quit the Baron's service after he got sauced one night and jammed a hot poker in one of them's eyes. But they've pitched two camps, one right next to the castle, the other near Velen's southern border, and as I'm sure your wondrous guessed, they're looking to make some coin. So if your most revered Reverend Sir can send us a few crowns as a deposit. Why? We'll get on to work on the double quick and send you the prettiest dames and hardiest lads in all of Velen, maybe even all of the north. 100, 200, how many of them the great sergeant wants? Your humble servant, Dalagor. But unfortunately, before we let this guy out, we'll have to do that next part. But you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys then.